So what's good, TMG fam? Listen, I ain't really, when I come on here and really don't do an intro, it's serious, right? And I feel like my
It's
pops.
nice to be right.
What is my phone talking about? I feel like my pops, because when older people start getting serious with you, they go to pulling things out their pocket. I just pulled my wallet out my pocket and set it down, but I'm not really liking what I'm seeing online, man. I think I'm seeing some people snickering and making fun of what's happening to our fellow brothers and sisters in Texas, bro. And I've seen some people in Texas kind of respond to it and make like PSAs to people having comments about what they're going through out there. First and foremost, as I've been doing and as I continue to do, man, I want to say prayers. Send prayers out to Texas, man, and everybody affected. Not only in Texas, to the southern states that are affected, bro. Yeah, man, it's rough, bro. And for somebody to take that moment and feel like this is a time where they need to be joking and just, you know what I'm saying? It's corny to me, bro. These people are really, a lot of people are really losing everything that they own. All of their hard-earned money and time and sweat that they poured into their home and valuables and prized possessions, bro, they're literally losing and watching it go right before their very eyes. Like, this stuff is serious, man. It's not a game. And I take it as such, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because just wherever you're sitting comfortable at, chilling and laughing or pointing or having such a humorous opinion about somebody or what they're going through in Texas, bro, just look around you because it can easily come to your front door. It could easily be at your front steps. And your whole world could be upside down. So, chill. Humble yourself. Humble yourself, man. Like, I really don't understand how you could find humor in somebody's pain like that. I don't, honestly. We're gonna check out a couple videos, man. This one from ABC News. Millions still struggling to find clean water as power comes back in Texas. It's real, bro. It's real. And I'm gonna skip some of the talking that's going on here. And check out.
After a record 11 inches of snow, these pictures from Del Rio at the border with Mexico. And with the power now coming back on, now comes the water crisis tonight. This gives you an idea of what they're going through. They had to turn vaccination sites into water sites today. Long lines for bottled water as vaccinations were put on hold. And so many now facing the cost of repairing their homes, the burst pipes. This man returning to his Dallas apartment to find it destroyed. Fighting fires in this water and power emergency, frozen hydrants in San Antonio, slowing the battle against this raging blaze. Hospitals facing water shortages as well. Houston's Memorial Hermann trucking the water in now as emergency cases rise there. The Texas governor, Greg Abbott, said today that ERCOT, the utility that runs the state's energy grid, told him that they were prepared for these storms. But after an emergency much like this one a decade ago, were recommendations followed. And tonight, a power and water emergency in Jackson, Mississippi.
Wait, what? They were prepared, but what happened? Hold on. Like, somebody dropped the ball. Somebody dropped the ball significantly. Listen to that again.
Governor Greg Abbott said today that ERCOT, the utility that runs the state's energy grid, told him that they were prepared for these storms. But after an emergency much like this one a decade ago, were recommendations followed. And tonight, a power and
So somebody had recommendations after something happened before, and somebody dropped the ball. Sound familiar? And now people are suffering. People have died. This ain't no game, man. Water shortages at a hospital. People having to... And you can imagine with the roads being as bad as they are trucks able to get in and out of there to deliver water? Like,
And water emergency in Jackson, Mississippi, after the ice storm there. In Tennessee tonight, water problems closing the Memphis airport until tomorrow afternoon. That airport, a major FedEx hub for shipping vaccine. We have it all covered on this Friday night. ABC's Marcus Moore in Dallas, leading us off again tonight.
Tonight, long lines stretching for miles across Texas, millions struggling to find clean water, even as the power comes back online.
I don't have any water, that's why I'm here today.
With more than 14 million people being told to boil their water, mass distribution sites like this one opening up today. Houston resident Percy McGee, a diabetic, waiting in line since 6 o'clock this morning because supermarket shelves are empty.
I have no choice. All the stores in my area are out of water.
Our Trevor Alt in Houston.
All these cars have waited hours today to receive this bottled water. This is typically a mass vaccination site here in Houston, but today the city's determined water is just more important.
The storm-related death toll growing.
Let's not overlook the fact of the people that's out there helping too. Like, thank you for those who lent their time and was able to help, man. Thank you guys. The front line, everybody on the front line, like, we appreciate y'all, man. It only take a second to show somebody appreciation, the same second it took for you to point the finger and laugh. That's all I'm gonna say.
But today, the city's determined water is just more important.
The storm-related death toll growing. At least 60 people killed nationwide. In Harris County alone, 10 people dying from hypothermia. 11-year-old Christian Pineda Pavone, seen here playing in the snow in Conroe, Texas Monday, found dead in his bed the next day. His family believes he died in the freezing temperatures after their home lost power.
I'm heartbroken because, like I said, I've never imagined any of this was going to happen.
The lack of water also an issue for many hospitals. Memorial Hermann in Houston now trucking in water, and emergency calls are skyrocketing.
I've had dead people come in with higher temperatures than some of these patients.
With the power finally coming back and warmer temperatures in the forecast, residents returning home to utter devastation. We met Carlos Alonso trying to save whatever he could from his flooded garage.
You couldn't sleep because you were just thinking about your memories just being frozen in water.
Tonight, ERCOT, the agency that manages 90% of the state's power grid, under fire.
They said 5 days before the winter storm hit, ERCOT assured that, quote, "we are ready for the cold temperatures coming our way." I have ordered the state legislature to investigate.
But this is hardly the first.
Now it's a everybody's gonna point the finger right now, man. Let's get past this stage first before I can't stand that, bro. Let's get people back power. Let's get everybody power back. Let's get everybody water. Let's get everybody situated before we start pointing the finger of who's to blame. Solve the problem first, and we deal with that trash on the back end. You feel what I'm saying? It's not the time. It's a time and a place for everything, is what my folks used to tell me. It's a time and a place for everything. Now it's not the time to point the finger. Let's just figure out a way to fix it.
Time there have been questions. 10 years ago, a similar weather disaster, the brutal cold, then the power outages, and recommendations made back then to winterize the equipment. But many now asking, was anything actually done? Tonight, ERCOT defending its handling of the storm and vowing to investigate.
Texas can't afford for this to happen again.
President Biden tonight expected to sign a major disaster declaration for Texas, promising he will visit soon.
I had planned on being in Texas the middle of next week, but what I don't want to be is a burden.
A similar emergency unfolding in Jackson, Mississippi. An ice storm crippling the city's power and water systems. The mayor opening several water distribution sites, but many residents have no way to get there.
He did not address the people who cannot get there. The people are disabled and elderly who have no kind of support system, who have no way of transportation to get to these sites.
Resign, Ted Cruz!
Back in Texas tonight, protesters calling for Senator Ted Cruz to resign after flying his family to Mexico in the middle of the crisis.
For him to fly to Mexico to get his family.
I heard about that. Ultimately, when you take big time jobs like that, man, you're a senator. Everything you do is going to be scrutinized times 10, bro. The optics of it. Even if that's what you did to which you were going to. Come on. And if you wasn't, then you kind of picked a bad time. You took your family it just looks bad, bro. And your career may be hanging on that one little decision right there, man. People are dying, thousands and thousands upon thousands without power, pipes bursting. The city is is just being it's destroyed. You know, it's crumbling right before your eyes, and people catch you on the way to Mexico. Yeah, it just doesn't, the optics of it don't look good for you to.
Family warm shows exactly how out of touch she is.
Text messages allegedly sent by Cruz's wife Heidi revealing the family invited friends to join them in Cancun and stay at the Ritz-Carlton because their house was, quote, freezing.
Now, I didn't know they got to the text messages. Woo-hoo. Yeah, bro. Cruz might be done.
After growing outrage and images of Cruz on the plane going viral, the senator now saying he regrets the decision.
I started having second thoughts, really, as I sat down on the plane.
And Marcus Moore joining us back from Dallas again tonight. And Marcus, I know they're getting the power back on. We cannot.
Again, man, y'all deal with Ted after this is over with, bro.
Underestimate the long road ahead for millions there in Texas. They have to boil their water still, 14 million, as you said. And then just the cost of home repairs with all these burst pipes. This is a long journey ahead.
David, this is a catastrophe that is still unfolding with each and every new day, and early estimates we have seen suggest that it could be one of the costliest disasters this state has ever seen, far surpassing Hurricane Harvey, which, David, as you know, was so devastating.
All right, Marcus Moore leading.
Wow. Let's take a look at another news channel checking it out.
A sigh of relief coming with the fact that these temperatures are finally going to stay above freezing for some time. And while that power outage situation is slowly but surely improving, there are a growing number of calls for accountability. This morning as frigid temperatures finally start to leave Texas. Consequences of the now infamous winter blast clear. Busted water lines no longer frozen, now flooding homes as thousands flood food banks, waiting hours for clean water. Statewide, 1,300 public water systems are now compromised, serving 14.9 million Texans, nearly half the state. So many still picking up the pieces.
When you get 8 inches of standing sewage water, it's pretty much all ruined, right? There's not.
Standing sewage water, bro. Prayers to Texas, bro.
Much able to be saved.
ERCOT, the group managing the...
See, that's why I can't understand that. Obviously, people don't watch the news or don't really know what's going on. Because I can't possibly wrap my head around you making a joke when you're actually seeing this and hearing this. That's why I thought it was important to use my quote-unquote platform to bring some kind of light to a situation that people are taking lightly. All right, come on.
The Texas Power Grid says customers no longer need to conserve electricity, with operations back on track. But the council is already being sued. Plaintiffs claiming the group was negligent and failed to take reasonable care in estimating and planning the amount of power that would be required in the winter 2021 season. Also under fire, Texas Senator Ted Cruz, who flew to Cancun with his family while millions in his state suffered. Cruz admitting he flew back early and regretted the trip, but not without serious criticism.
As leaders, we stay on the ship. We don't leave the ship when the ship is in trouble.
Also in Houston,
we've been through a lot of chaotic times.
James Mackingvale, better known as Mattress Mac, opened up stores for anyone in need of shelter, just as he's done for hurricanes.
There's so much function on who's to blame. Let's not blame people. Let's just fix the problem.
Thank you. That's exactly what I'm saying, bro. It's not the time for that.
For these tired Texans, a hometown blessing.
I was taught that the essence of living is giving, and I'll go to my grave with that as my saying.
And there is still no firm timetable as to when some of the state's large...
That man right there, bro, that's the type of person I continue to strive to be every single day, man. Like that right there. You heard what he said? Let's play it again for the people in the back to make sure everybody heard exactly what it is that he said.
Blessing.
I was taught that the essence of living is giving, and I'll go to my grave with that as my saying.
Nah, the screen not frozen. That was just me looking into you.
And there is still no firm timetable as to when some of the state's largest water systems are finally fully restored. And that's proving to be a major issue. I want to show you video out of Killeen, Texas overnight. This is what first responders are dealing with as well. This is a hotel that was housing folks who had lost power and water at their homes that then fell victim to the flames. And firefighters showed up at this place to try to extinguish it. The sprinkler system inside this building was frozen solid. Just one problem of so many across Texas. Peter, Kristen.
Now, for those of you that don't understand how hard that would be for a fire department, right? All right, think about it is when a fire department, and yes, for those of you who don't know, I was a firefighter for about 7 years. So let me take you into it a little bit. When they pull up on scene at something like that, as a big warehouse like that, a lot of times a fire department, when they pull up to your normal residential home, they operate from what's in the truck, right? You have 1,000 gallons on the truck. That still in itself goes pretty fast. It can go pretty fast. So what they do to supply the truck is actually use a fire hydrant. You know what I'm saying? And they run a line from a large diameter hose from the fire hydrant to the truck to keep the truck full of water as you're using it coming out the other side, going and spraying water on the inside. Now, what happens is when you pull up not to a residential, but to a warehouse, a commercial structure that's huge, you rely on some of those things on the inside, the sprinkler systems. You tie off for some of those and be able to fight some of the fires, unless then you're stuck with surround and drown. But you're only going at the defensive standpoint is if you deem this place pretty much shot. It's gone. If you have a chance of actually saving it, then you probably want to try to get in there and attack it. And then you tie off some of the sprinkler systems in there and actually use the water from the sprinkler systems, the piping in there, and actually fight the fire from there. You get what I'm saying? So when you get there and it's frozen solid, then you see that they're trying to do something with their hands tied behind their backs. So ultimately, if I had to guess, that place is probably gone. It's lost. They probably had to surround and drown because they probably was only able to fight it from the outside, which is sad. Let's check out one more video, man. One more video. Slim Thug. And if y'all not familiar with the rapper Slim Thug, pretty prominent rapper from back in the day. Slim Thug on a Texas freeze causing $100K in flood repairs to his house. Let's listen to him for about 3 minutes. Skip all that.
Good morning, motherfuckers from Miami. What the is going on? I'm checking in on live right now.
And for those of you who don't know, he is Texas through and through. Bleeds Texas. You know what I'm saying?
How y'all doing at home? I hope y'all warming up out there at the crib. Well, I know I seen on the news it was up. Oh, it's supposed to be up again tonight. I'm not coming back to Houston. I don't know when I'm coming back to Houston. Guess what happened, motherfucker? You junkie motherfuckers and jinx me. That's what that Fat Joe video, I think. Yeah. Hell yeah. Yeah, you junkie motherfuckers and jinx me. Hating because I left the city because I know not to get stuck in no crazy. Them motherfuckers, my pipe in my ceiling bust and flooded out my crib again. So my whole crib is flooded from upstairs to downstairs. My brother sent a video yesterday. That's gonna be over 100,000 in repairs. I'm still on the motherfucking beach not giving a because you know what? I'm covered in the blood of Jesus. And I don't give a damn about no material shit. I'm so happy I left because I would have really looked dumb with no electricity, no water, and my shit flooded. That was God woke me up and say, get the hell out of here, Slim. Move around. So I'm glad I'm in Miami. I deal with that bullshit when I get back. I feel like God telling me it's time to get the fuck off the south side and go back to the north where you belong, king of the north. So I'm finna move the fuck out of Pearland after I fix my shit. And I'm going back to what I know. You feel me? I'm going back to the downtown or to the north Y'all, Southside mother.
Listen to his twang, the way he talk. You could hear the Texas coming out of him.
You had it. You always got something going on. It's either.
But I thought he was gonna go in depth, so it was no way for me to tell. I just saw, as well as when I was looking up some of the other videos. You know what I'm saying? You always want to give several different perspectives. You want to give the news and something from real people. And I thought Slim Thug was gonna go in about, you know, what was going on, how he felt about the situation and stuff like that. But he really didn't do that, so I'm finna cut that video short. But yeah, man, just like I started, and I want to end it, man. Prayers to those out in Texas, man. Just check on your people. If you have family out there, man, they need it, bro. They need your prayers and all that type of stuff, man. And like, to the ones, I normally don't address y'all, and after this I might not address y'all again, but I'm human. Sometimes stuff really gets to me, bro. And in this situation it did. So I wanted to just address it, you know, while I can, and do so. So think about it, bro, when you pointing the finger, as the grade school teachers used to tell you, when you point one, you got so many pointing back at you, bro. Tables can turn. It could be at your front doorstep, fam, and your world could be upside down as well as tomorrow, fam. So think about that. Karma is real. And I'm out, man. Prayers.